This is my front door with a polite sign asking you not to slam it. This is my building on which I inhabit the 3rd floor. This is the right side of my street, and this is the left. Across the street from my apartment is the River Less. This is where I'm frequently honked at for my inappropriate crossing tactics. This is a cafeteria I mean to eat at but never do. And of course here is the most famous landmark in Chambery, the Fontaine aux Éléphants, or the Elephant Fountain, commemorating the feats in India of Colonel de Boigne. Across from the elephants is Rue de Boigne with the most fabulous shops in town. On a day when I'm walking to school, this is generally the first leg of my journey. This is the main plaza in Chambery, which is always good for a nice stroll, as it is strictly for pedestrians. Something I find really interesting is that all of the plaza buildings are still functional, so while the top was maybe medieval, the bottom was only created 20 years ago. This mix of old and new isn't really something that I see in Indiana, and it's not something I can get used to here. One of my favorite things about Chambery are all of the medieval hallways. Each tunnel has a tiny dwarf door, maybe more, and weird windows with bars on them. I have no idea what that's for, but they lead to the coolest places. Like I said, they are very small. Even though a lot about this town is still strange and bizarre to me, it's weird to think that in less than 3 weeks, it'll be a really long time before I see any of these things again. The things that I've been seeing every single day. Something I will never get used to is living down the street from a castle. The building's actually functioning now, but I have been to the very top. Now for some other important buildings. This is our Palais de Justice, or Justice Building. This is the Art Museum, where some of the most incredible medieval and Renaissance paintings are kept. This is the main city government building. One of my personal favorites, the beautiful theater, and the cathedral. I felt like the front of the cathedral didn't do it justice on video, so I snuck back behind it to where the parking is, and I filmed some of that, which I thought was really incredible. In other news, I like to shop here. This is the most convenient and my favorite bakery. And this is where I do my grocery shopping. This is the movie theater that we never go to because it is incredibly overpriced. This is my school's administrative building, which I never use, but I really like because it's blue. The same can be said for these other buildings. I don't know what they're for, but I like them, and they make me think that we should have more color in our Indiana buildings. Now for some interesting facts about my stay in Chambery. This is where I had my first cup of coffee with Emily, and we accidentally bought 2 when we only wanted 1. This is where I had my first evening drink with friends. They have the best prices. This is essentially kebab row, but this is my favorite of the options. This is where we like to get expensive fancy drinks on the occasion that we need an expensive or fancy drink. We actually don't know what this place is called, but we like it. This is where all of the clubs are. Doesn't look like much now, but on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it is packed with people. This is the Australian bar that everyone kind of just hangs out at. This is the park where I like to run on the off chance that I decided I wanted to go running. I always like to stop at these houses because they remind me of a Neil Gaiman book like Coraline or something, with their gnarled and knotted trees outside. Imagine trick-or-treating there. This is one of my top 3 favorite views of the city. This is my incredibly finicky front door that never wants to open. Like I said. And this is the part where I have to walk up 4 flights of stairs in order to get back to my apartment. Again, like I said.